On Mother's Day, 10 years ago, I stood on stage at the Forge and said, we have a responsibility to adopt and foster children. And so for me, that was the start of it for me, was like, actually, if I'm going to ask other people to do it, I need to act myself. So my name is Becky, and it was 9 years ago now that I adopted my son, Dylan. And it'd been something I've been thinking about for a little while, and it had come from a trip that I went on to Guatemala, which is one of the Forge's mission partnerships. And I'd seen so many kids there who had either been orphaned or abandoned. And in coming back, I really wrestled with that, just thinking like, how can I not care for children who really need a home? And I might not have been able to help those in Guatemala, but I could help those that were here in England, and specifically here in Suffolk.
My name is Dylan and I'm 13 years old. I was born in Ipswich and I lived with my mum and two sisters. I saw my dad sometimes, but I didn't live with him. I lived with my mum and sisters for 3 years, and then I was put into foster care for 1. My mum couldn't look after me and she made some bad choices.
But when I found out about Dylan, when the social worker told me about Dylan, he was coming to the age where if he hadn't been adopted at that point, he would never have been adopted. So he would have stayed in the care system for a very long time. Also, they said to me he could be quite difficult. He had quite a few behavioural issues, hence why he had a few different foster homes because they couldn't cope with him. And I thought, do you know what, I think I could. And I wasn't, I didn't go into it blindly thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. I knew it would be a challenge, but I felt like I could give this boy a loving home. And for those first few years, it was just Dylan and I, and we had this great relationship, had its ups and downs on parenting and just challenges that brought. But yeah, it was really, really good thing to have done.
It was just us, but then she married a guy called Tim, and now I have 2 younger siblings. They're nice and fun, and I enjoy going out to places with them. To me, adoption means moving to a safer home and like being secure and living there for a long time.
And we're now actually going through the process of Tim legally adopting Dylan as well, so Tim will legally become Dylan's dad.
My name is Tim, I'm the youth director here at the Forge. Yeah, so I'm going through the process of adopting Dylan at the moment. It's something that's we're really excited about as a family. We believe it's something that will kind of unite us together as a family.
When I think about the adoption process and what that means practically for people like myself who've adopted children, you can't help but think about what God's done for us, and to a whole nother level. Like what I've done for Dylan is minuscule compared to what God's done for us. How he rescues us from this place of utter depravity and where we are or should be completely worthless, and he says, do you know what, no, you're mine, you're my son or daughter, and I'm your father, and I'm going to care for you in a way that no earthly parent could ever care for us.
The difference it's made to my life is having a better life, and like my parents being able to look after me properly, and it's also given me more opportunities, and like I've been able to go to different countries and do a lot more stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do before.
Going through the adoption process, there's lots of hoops that I need to go through, and there's lots of things that we need to do, boxes to tick. That feeling of security is something that I feel is important for our family, but then when I kind of think about God and my relationship with God, and the fact that I have that security, I don't have to do anything, I don't have to sign any paperwork for that, I don't have to jump through hoops to do that, but I have that security in who I am in God.
But if you want to find out more, I'm more than happy to chat to people. People can drop me an email. Love to chat more about it.